The Super Bowl ads this year were very eerie and off-putting, and I was physically uncomfortable.
I was so fat and nasty.
To incite shame in people who exist in larger bodies.
It's all full of AI. Mike Tyson is body shaming and fat shaming everybody in front of everybody's family.
Ring camera one. Because if they can find a dog, they can look for your ass as well, man.
This year's Super Bowl commercials were unnerving, to say the least. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. Countless people on TikTok and in my real life have been talking about it, and I couldn't agree more, because watching the Super Bowl this year, you were being fed creepy AI videos and told to lose weight. Because even Serena Williams is on a weight loss drug, and Mike Tyson was fat and nasty. But also, guys, don't let girls quit sports because they feel insecure about their bodies. Right? Totally not a contradiction. Don't worry, this will all make sense once I go over all the ads that caught my eye, but first, let's start with the one that everyone's been talking about, the Ring doorbell ad. It's titled, "Be a Hero in Your Neighborhood," and when you originally watch it, it seems sweet. It's cute. It's about lost dogs, and I feel like everyone has probably experienced losing a pet once in their lives. So this ad really gets you where the heartstrings are, because of course you would want to find your lost dog, right? But when you look a little deeper than just surface level, and you question how this technology could be used, it gets a little dystopian and scary. And thankfully, a lot of the internet is onto this. At What in the World, haha, commented, "Are we really supposed to believe that the main intent for this is lost pets?" And I could not agree more, because when you dig just a little bit, find that Ring doorbell is partnered with a company called Flock. If you don't know what Flock is, I didn't know what it was before this video either. It is an American company providing security cameras and software, including automated license plate recognition for law enforcement and private communities. Now, okay, license plates. What does that have to do with lost puppies? I know this all kind of sounds conspiracy-ish, but it's really not out of the realm of possibility because it's already happening. If Ring doorbell is partnered with a security company that is providing their videos and information to law enforcement, what is to stop them from selling information about people walking by Ring doorbells for surveillance reasons? Of course, like the average Joe, you and me, we probably wouldn't be a big issue unless we're doing something super illegal, but it's just disturbing to realize that we are quickly approaching a more surveillance state country. I mean, like M-Chip said, if they can identify a dog, they can identify you. And it would be so easy to do that too. All you would have to do is find a photo of me, which is all over the internet. You have one right here, right now. Put it in the system, and then the AI would be able to look at every single Ring doorbell camera and find which houses I've been walking by, which is just scary. Because when you're walking through your neighborhood, you're not thinking about the fact that you are literally being spied on from your neighbor's doorbell. And everyone is automatically opted into this. I believe there is a setting where you can turn it off, but they're promoting this like it's fine and dandy and that it's just for dogs, for lost dogs, right? Which, great. Who doesn't want to find a lost dog? But it's the fact that this is just a slippery slope into surveillance on humans and not just dogs. As Godhead Pickle Inspector said, this is like the commercial they show at the beginning of a dystopian sci-fi film to quickly show people how bad things have gotten. Now, if that one did not boil your blood and get you a little creeped out, well, this next one is literally just outright a scary ad, because they made it even look like a horror film in this Alexa ad titled Alexa with a little plus. I don't know how much of these ads I can show, but in the ad, it shows, what's his name? Chris Hemsworth? Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. In the ad, Chris Hemsworth is talking about all the ways that Alexa could possibly kill him because he's skeptical of AI, which represents a lot of us. I can totally see myself being Chris Hemsworth. But throughout the ad, it shows different ways that Alexa literally kills him. One of the ways, I think, is beheading him because his garage lands on his head because Alexa can control the garage door. Another way is like the swimming pool cover closes in on him and he drowns. He gets mauled by a bear in one of the scenes because like Alexa ordered a bear to his door, which I know that one's exaggerated. Obviously you can't order a bear to your door. They were just trying to be, you know, giggling goofy, but it's still a little creepy. And there were countless other ways that he died in this ad, which, may I remind you, was aired during the Super Bowl. Like, hello, kids are watching. I would be low-key traumatized if I was a child. If I didn't fully understand humor to its fullest extent as a child, I would be terrified watching that ad as a little 7-year-old. So I don't really know what they were thinking. I'm still terrified to this day. But anyway, I know you could look at this ad and think, oh, shits and giggles, you know, they're just like mocking people who are so paranoid about AI. Like, why would AI want to kill you? But to a lot of us, It seems that they are full on admitting to how an AI-powered world could be used for malicious intent. This is so conspiracy, but like, if someone wanted you to mysteriously die, we have no clue how it happened. It was just a mystery. Trapping someone in a swimming pool like that would be pretty damn easy. So is this even dystopian? Is this even far off in the future? Reading into it even more, this is even more conspiracy, okay? I feel like the lady lowering the shades while Chris is being just mauled by a bear is representative of us ignoring the issues around AI. Just saying, whatever, we'll be fine. But that's just my conspiracy. Not even I fully believe that. When I saw that, I was like, interesting symbolism there. Sorry, I'm being dramatic. I really am being dramatic about that, but I think this ad would have kind of been fine on its own, but it's the fact that it's this ad mixed with every single AI ad that was played during the Super Bowl. That's what was a little concerning. There was a total of 15 ads about AI out of 66. That is 23% of the ads shown during the Super Bowl. More so, I read somewhere that 50% of the ads used AI in some way during the creative process, which is a nice segue into the Svedka robot ad named Shake Your Bots Off. I'm hoping I'm saying Svedka right. Svedka? I don't know, guys. I'm a child. I don't drink. So I'm just gonna call it vodka. That's easy. So in this ad, there's two robots. I guess it's called the Fenbot and the Brobot. They have names, I guess. Are obviously advertising the alcohol, dancing, you know, partying at the club, whatever. But this video, to no one's surprise, is fully made out of AI. Except for one bit, the dancing. Apparently they had a contest and had people send in dance moves with a prize of $10,000, and a girl named Jessica Rizzardi won. So the dance in the video is by her, which great. But $10,000 to them, I'm sure is pocket change in comparison to how much money they probably spent to have their ad shown at the Super Bowl. And they probably saved a bunch of money by having the ad be made by generative AI. It's also just like disturbing to watch. It's creepy. When the robot opens the little curtain, whatever she's doing, and she's staring into the camera, it's just so poorly timed and just feels so tone deaf. Like, did the marketing team really think that right now is a great time to show robots on screen for an advertisement? People are already terrified. And the fact that all these other ads were talking about AI and how AI could kill you and is going to be used to track you down in a neighborhood. I mean, I know they probably didn't know that everyone else was going to be making these similar themed ads, but it just, it left a bitter, bitter taste on my tongue. Probably like how vodka would taste. I don't know. I don't drink. But apparently this robot is nothing new, although they had a 12-year break, I believe, because this used to be their mascot called the Fembot, but then they put her out of commission 12 years ago and then just now decided to bring her back. So she's not brand new, but yet again, poorly timed to bring back this robot. And then also, oh my god, I completely forgot about this part. Okay, we're transitioning into conspiracy theory, Annie. Why is there a man dying in the background of this video? Did anyone else see that? This man is kicking his feet and there is blood, what looks like blood, on the pillow coming off of his feet. And maybe this is just like AI doing its AI thing where it like doesn't fully make sense. And maybe it is supposed to be the vodka. I don't know, is vodka red? Is Svedka vodka red? Oh wait, vodka's clear. Can you even make colored vodka? I don't know. Okay, well vodka's not red, especially this Svedka vodka. So what in the world is coming off of his feet? I just think the fact that this is a robot themed video with a man dying or seemingly dying in the background, not very tasteful. Not very tasteful at all. Just a little bit creepy. Just a wee bit. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Does it look like he's dying? Because maybe I'm just being a conspiracy theorist. I'm not gonna lie. Little Annie ate up the Shane Dawson conspiracy theory videos, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. This one is not a conspiracy. This one is based on solid facts. This is a GenSpark ad called Take the Monday After the Super Bowl Off. Yet again, I'm gonna describe the ad because I don't think I can play them with their audio. Copyright is so confusing to me. So it seems like a perfectly fine ad, right? The actor Matthew is like, take the day off work, you got AI. It can do the spreadsheet stuff for you and it can summarize this and that. So you can skip work on Monday. Lovely. You get the day off. But this comment couldn't have put it any better. You, GenSpark, give me the day off. Management, GenSpark, lay off 75% of our staff. It is blatantly obvious what they're trying to get at here is that AI is going to be and already is taking over people's jobs and people are facing mass layoffs because of it. I mean, this ad is just bragging about that. And it's ironic that this ad is directed to the average average tech employee will most likely be losing their job because of AI. Yeah, you will be able to skip work every single day of work because you'll no longer have your work. This is just another distasteful AI ad that just does not seem to have a clue that the average consumer is not going to respond well to this. The only person I can think that is happy about this really is tech CEOs who want to pinch every single penny. So even though this ad looks happy and cheery, unlike the Alexa ad, which someone was actually dying, this one literally has underlying issues right in front of our faces. Even I'm terrified. I'm horrified that I'm gonna lose the platform to make content because AI slop is just gonna take over. It's also ironic that the actor in this ad, Matthew Broderick, I'm gonna call him Matthew. Matt for short. Matt over here. Matt starred in War Games, which I've never watched, but apparently is a movie about AI starting World War III. So I guess he learned absolutely nothing from that script. But I don't blame these actors. I get it. They're getting paid. You know what? I would do it too for a check. I was an employee. But you know who's not getting paid? The people watching it. Because the view to like ratio is so bad. That ad has almost 50,000 views on YouTube and 85 likes. 85 likes. If only we could see the dislikes button. Oh my god. I just know it would be over with, man. Let's segue into something a little more chill. The MrBeast Vault ad for, I don't even remember who this was for. Who was this for? Oh, Salesforce. I don't even know what Salesforce is. I guess it's an AI company. I don't know. It's for people with actual jobs. I have a play pretend job. People out there actually have real jobs. But MrBeast did an ad for them. And in this ad, he was giving away $1 million to the first person who could like crack a code or something. And I'm not gonna lie, this was a more fun ad to watch just because I was happy that a YouTuber was able to break into more mainstream media, even if that YouTuber is MrBeast, who at this point is pretty mainstream. Everybody, including your grandma, probably knows who he is. But nonetheless, this was an AI ad. I don't blame MrBeast though. I would do it too for a check. Make your money, white boy, make your money. But it's just dystopian. It's just trying to normalize AI all over the place. And I'm kind of done with it. I am so done with AI being this buzzword. And I know that I'm feeding into it right now by making this video. Soon this video won't be about just AI, okay? I also saw lots of people talking about this ad, Goodwill Dunkin for Dunkin Donuts, little play on words there. This ad went ham on the nostalgia, bringing back a bunch of sitcom actors to just spew at you a bunch of catchphrases from their iconic TV shows, which is fun. I got no problem with that. The thing that people had a problem with though was that lots of people thought this ad was AI generated. Taking a look at it, their faces are like super smoothed over because they were trying to make these actors look a lot younger than they currently are because this was like 30 years ago. But with a little bit of research, I discovered that this ad was in fact not AI. Surprisingly. Actually, I mean, it was AI, but not the AI that you think of.
People are throwing so much hate at Dunkin for paying a CGI artist, not going the AI route.
You probably remember the word CGI. Remember when everyone was freaked out about that being super scary and people using it to manipulate you? Well, that's what this ad used. They used CGI, which is, I guess, a form of AI, to make all these actors who did indeed come into set and say their lines and dress up in their outfits. And then in post-production, they used the CGI to make them look a lot younger than they are. I don't want to say a lot. That sounds mean. That sounded really mean when I said it. To make them look younger than they are. This Reddit user said, "This is honestly what grinds the hell out of my gears. Everything is just AI now instead of CGI or photoshopped or literally any other clearly used method to achieve the result was used. It's like boomer parents calling every video game console the Nintendo because people can't be bothered to learn the difference or what AI actually does." They were a little heated in the comments there, but I just thought it was an interesting point because AI, technically a form of AI, has been used for a very long time, but companies are now calling it just flat out AI because it's a buzzword and investors really like the word AI. So no, the Goodwill Dunkin ad, I guess, was just CGI, real actors involved. So this one, definitely a lot better than the others. The ad was still a little off-putting though. Like the uncanny valley in it, I didn't really like it. I just thought it looked a little strange. But also I didn't grow up in that era. So maybe if I was more of a sitcom girl, I would have enjoyed it more. Okay, like I said, we're transitioning out of all this AI slop into the second most popular commercial theme, which was health and weight loss. I've never really watched that much Super Bowl, so I don't know if this was a regular theme throughout the years. Like, do the Super Bowl commercials usually include a lot of weight loss drugs, or is this just something new? Let's start with an ad called "The Game Is Ours" by Dove. That's a soap company, right? Like a feminine soap company. I didn't know that they had their hands all over empowering ads, but in all, this ad was not bad. Like, it had a great message, which was girls should continue playing sports and should not feel bad about their bodies, which is great. I am all for that. Let's go, girls. But what did not sit right with me was the ads that followed after after this one. Serena Williams' Healthier on Row was an ad promoting weight loss, which sends the polar opposite message than the last ad. The last ad was about body positivity in girls' sport, and this one is about an extreme woman athlete who is on GLP-1 trying to lose weight. Nothing screams, girls, don't worry, you're great looking how you are. Keep playing your sports, than one of the top athletes in the world feeling insecure and feeling like they need to lose weight via a weight loss drug. And people said that this ad played right after the Dove Sports ad. I don't know, I wasn't watching the Super Bowl. I just watched the halftime show afterwards and watched the TikToks about it afterwards. So that is what I heard from my sources. But this ad just really bothered me because if you're watching the TV and even one of the most fit people on this planet is talking about weight loss drugs and Ozempic, then of course you are going to feel insecure about yourself. And this was not the only weight loss ad. There was a notable amount of them that portrayed a strong message. In order to be happy, you gotta be skinny. And even though that's not what they're outright saying, that's definitely what comes across. It's also interesting to note that Serena Williams' husband, I'm gonna butcher this, Alexis Ohanian, is an early investor in Row, the company that she was advertising for. So that's just a little interesting that she is the face of this company that her husband has stocks in. And yet again, just thought I'd mention this. This video had 350,000 views and take a guess, only 141 likes. People are onto the fact that these ads feel super out of touch and just outright insensitive. And last but not least, my favorite out of them all, Mike Tyson's ad, processed food kills, eat real food. Or as I want to call it, I was so fat and nasty. I'm sorry for mocking him. His voice is just so satisfying. If you haven't seen this ad, go watch it. It's ridiculous. Like, it has already become a meme on TikTok. Just the way he says fat and nasty is just so rememberable. People are saying it's gonna become their new stim, just to like be saying that over and over again. But when you look past the humor of this ad, the ironic humor of this ad, some claim the ad is implying that if you're fat, you should hate yourself.
Tyson is body shaming and fat shaming everybody in front of everybody's family. In the middle of me eating my tacos and my slider, he's calling me fat and fudging that I should myself if I ever get too thick.
Who is the target audience of this video? Because you can't possibly be talking to plus size people. You're not about to bring me in by calling me fudgy and saying that you fat and nasty when you big. Like, what do you mean?
This ad is putting the blame and shame on everyday people when we live in a country that is full of processed food and lots of people can't even afford to buy that food, nonetheless afford to put healthy food on their table. And it's ironic that this ad is made by MAHA, which is Make America Healthy Again. It was established by the Trump administration in February of 2025 with RFK Jr. as the lead commissioner. A lot of people think the responsibility should indeed land in the hands of the government to take care of our processed food issue in the United States. Felt a little insensitive, be telling us that Mike Tyson was super overweight and he felt fat and nasty and wanted to unalive himself. The whole thing was just crazy though, like him eating the apple. Quick little editor's note, it came across like I was against eating healthy. Quite the opposite. Honestly, out of all the ads that could play, I'm grateful we are promoting eating like real food. I am all for that. I just don't think it came across very well. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Please, eat your apples, Mike Tyson. Don't die of obesity at 25, Denise. That's all. I just wanted to say that. That was quite the ad. Yet again, this was aired on national television. Somebody approved the sentence, I was so fat and nasty, for all of the world to see by a government program. What is going on, guys? I also want to note that there were a decent amount of gambling ads, which is a problem on its own. I'm not gonna get into those today, but gambling is just becoming more and more normalized, especially since we are getting it like shoved in our faces with ads absolutely everywhere. Those were more problematic ads that were playing during the Super Bowl, but on the other hand, there were plenty of great ads, which of course aren't getting as much attention because people love to focus on the negative. That's what I'm doing in this video. But even though there were great ads, what stood out the most was the fact that overall, it was just kind of disappointing to see a waste of such a big budget, because usually people really look forward to the Super Bowl commercials, not because of the advertising, but because of the art. I know, art and commercial, you would never think that's a thing, but it's fun to watch these ads with these big star celebrities and big budgets where they can do basically anything. But instead, they choose to promote AI and weight loss drugs by using AI to make these videos. I want to end on a good note though, so let's talk about Bad Bunny's halftime performance. I think he did a great job at getting his message through his art. I have a feeling that this show is going to go down in Super Bowl history, especially at a time like this when we needed it really the most. So even though our future looks bleak with these crazy ads, it's good to know that not everyone is a sellout, and the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on these ads down below in the comment section. Are you concerned, or do you think this is just, you know, the average day in our capitalistic society? Subscribe if you so dare to have my videos show up on your feed, and I will see you all later. Bye! Mwah!